Now, in this lesson, let's make up a quick exam question, okay, that you may see on an exam paper. We're solving for x in a quadratic equation, right? So just bear with me. I'm doing these things out of my head, okay? So let's say we had 2x squared minus x, yes, minus 6, and no, let's make it a bit more interesting, okay? Let's say we move that, and I'm going to just, let's get rid of that, okay? So we have 2x squared minus x, and that is equal to 6. Yes, I like that. Now, basically, when you look at this quadratic equation, you know it's a quadratic because the highest power of the variable again is 2. Okay, an equation, the highest power of the variable is 2. It's a quadratic, not because it may not look like something you are used to. So basically, once you realize it's a quadratic, you must equate it to 0. Okay, so we're going to have to bring over our 6 first. So we have 2x squared minus x, and I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides. So minus 6 is equal to 6 minus 6. Now 6 minus 6 obviously will leave us with a 0. So in its general form we have 2x squared minus x minus 6, and that is equal to 0. Now here we have our quadratic in its general form. This is what we want, okay? So now let's just quickly identify our a, b, and c before we get into it, okay? So a is equal to 2, b is equal to the coefficient here. Remember, we would have a 1 in front of that, okay? So b is really negative 1, and or c is equal to the constant, which is negative 6. Now, if we're solving by using our quadratic equation, let's just make a note of our equation here. Our equation is x is equal to minus b plus or minus, let me make that b properly, okay? So minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, cool. Now, all right, let's just get some space here so that we have some space to work with. Okay, guys, let me just pull up this a bit. Okay, good. Let's leave it right here. Okay, yes. Now, basically what we have here, we're just going to be substituting values now. Okay, so x is equal to minus, remember there's a negative sign in front of the b, okay? So I have to put back my negative sign. However, b is a negative 1, so I'm going to open my bracket and I'm going to put in the value of b here inside the bracket, which is a negative 1, close bracket. Now plus or minus the square root of b squared. B is what? B was, we had a negative 1, so we're going to put that in a bracket and square it, okay? Minus 4, and a, we have a value of a to be 2, okay? And then c now times c, and the value of c is negative 6, okay guys? Now let me just extend this, cool? And all of this that we have here is over 2 times, and what is a? A is, in this case, 2. So 2 times 2. Okay, good. So from here on in, we're going to say negative 1. We have a negative 1 in front of this bracket. So this simply means that we want the opposite of what is inside the bracket. Okay, what is inside the bracket? We have a negative 1 here. So I'm going to need a positive 1. Plus or minus the square root. Okay. Negative 1 square is negative 1 times negative 1, which will give us a positive 1. Negative 4 times a positive 2 will give us a negative 8. And a negative 8 times a negative 6, a negative and a negative will give us a positive. And 8 times 6 is 48. Okay, cool. And remember now, that is all over 2 2's, we have a 4 there. Cool. Let me pull up this now a bit so that we can have a little space to work with down here. Okay guys, so all we're going to be doing now, we're just gonna be simplifying this, okay? And it's really that easy. So we're going to say x is equal to 1 plus or minus. Notice I'm just bringing down these things, okay? And I'm taking the sorry about that. I'm taking the square root of 1 plus 48. I would have 49, okay? And that is all over 4. Cool. Now what I'm saying here, I'm saying x is equal to 1, okay, this one, plus or minus, and we know that the square root of 49 is 7, because 7 sevens is 49, okay? So I have a 7 here, and that is all over 4, okay? Cool. Now, since we have gotten rid of, remember now, once we have simplified and work it down and we get rid of our square root sign and we have our plus and minus now, we're going to split that term now, okay? So let me just pull it up a little bit so we can have a little space. Let me go over a bit so we can have a little space to work with down here, okay? So basically here now, what we have left from this is x is equal to 1, and I'm going to use my positive sign over here, plus 7, and that is all over 4. Cool. Or put my or x is equal to 1, and I'm going to put my negative sign now, minus 7, and that is all over 4. Cool. Now x is equal to 1 plus 7. We know that 1 plus 7 is 8, so I'm going to have x is equal to 8 over 4. Cool. And we know that 8 divided by 4 is equal to 2, so x is equal to 2. And here now we're going to have 1 minus 7 will give us x is equal to, change my color, I'm going to have x is equal to negative 6 over 4, which can be simplified to 2 into 4 goes 2 times, and 2 into 6 goes 3 times. So basically, and we have a negative up here, so a negative divided by a positive will give us a negative, and we have simplified this fraction to 3 over 2, and those are our answers. Okay guys, it's really that easy. All right, cool. Feel free to subscribe to our channel to get the latest updates on our videos. Okay, and if you, just in case you have any questions or comments, feel free to post them so that we can answer them and clear them up. All right, cool. Bye bye.